One, two, three, four.
My whole life that I've been doing art, I never thought about it in the aspect of, oh, an artist can progress in their craft and in what they do and in their thoughts. I was just making stuff. I think that came for me in my last year at Watkins. I was in the BA program, so that's like, it covers everything from filmmaking to fine art to graphic design, photography. In that program, you don't get a senior thesis show. But what it did allow me to do was take a special topics class, which I ended up making my own course for a year. So I think in that fall semester, I was like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Since I'm not gonna have a senior thesis show, I could just put together my debut like professional art show. So I worked on that for a year. That was the moment I was like, aha. And then I knew, so my debut show was called Dying by the Gun. I knew what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about, at that time, gun violence amongst people of color in America, or against unarmed, mentally handicapped people in America, you know? That theme, I think, opened up more as I was working on the work, and I started thinking about healthcare. I started thinking about civil rights in general amongst all kinds of people, not just like people of color, you know, like gender politics and things like that. But that's when I had my aha moment of, oh, I can do this. There's different branches to that tree. For instance, one branch I would say is to provide a voice and to provide a platform for us as a people around the world to better ourselves. I want you to look at it and be immersed in it. What can we do to like make me never have to paint something like this again? I say another purpose of mine is getting to know my community and my neighbors and being a bridge within all of us. And also teaching the idea of letting go of overthinking about your work and being judged, and you know. And I'm gonna tell you who taught me that. Andy Warhol taught me that. Yeah, Andy Warhol, man, he was huge on like, stop thinking, just stop thinking. And we don't mean that in a sense of, oh, don't think about what you're working on or the concepts. No, that's cool, but don't think about all the extra stuff. Like, oh, what they're gonna think about this and what they're gonna, no, just make sure you feel like you're delivering it the best way that you can. Forget the rest. A part of that comes from staying within the community. So instead of me being locked down in the studio and only coming out to try to pitch myself to galleries, what I was doing was, okay, like I said, the debut show, Dying by the Gun, I did that in North Nashville. Me and Courtney Adair Johnson put it together. The people that showed up, which was a lot of people, they're the people that, like, I feel like were hungry. They're hungry to like be world changers, and they're hungry to be a part of a community, which they are part of our community. Yeah. So what I did, I think one of the most important things I did was speak to my community rather than trying to make this work and just throw it in the gallery. Last Supper painting. All right. So like, you from the South, I'm from the South, and growing up, my grandma always had a painting of the Last Supper above the kitchen table. And you know, that's where during family events, that's where everybody is. But it was like that was always looming over the top of the table. But there was a point when I used to think, when I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, if I could make the perfect painting, it would be a more inclusive version of the Last Supper, because that's what I imagine the Last Supper to look like. And of course, my grandma's version, it's all white, you know. And I was like, I want to flip that up. So what I did, I made it to where there was different genders, different religions, different races on there, and I just felt like it was super inclusive. It was like we were talking about earlier, who's sitting at the table with each other. So the Last Supper for me also serves as saying, okay, we shouldn't all look the same if we're sitting at a table as a community. Because we can all like sit at the same table, but we have to want to. You know what I mean? And that's what the Last Supper was for me. And I was like, it almost serves as an ode to my grandma.